Hey guys, welcome to another item in production. My name is Tech009 and today we're going to show you how to replace the fuser heat roller kit and replace the fuser pressure roll on a Xerox 4110, 4112, 4127, 4590, 4595, D95, D110, D125, and D136. I have included the parts in the description below and also included the links to purchase those parts. If you want to replace the whole fuser assembly, you can give us a call. If you're getting any of the following errors, you might have to change these parts. I will also post another video on how to remove the fuser assembly from the machine and also how to replace the thermistor inside of the fuser assembly. Start by removing the fuser web oiler assembly. Remove the orange screw if it is too tight. Use a flathead. You will also need a Torx screw 20 to remove the other side. The reason we're removing the web oiler assembly is because the fuser heat roller comes with a metal contact that needs to be replaced with the heat roller. It will be included in the kit. Guys, always give the fuser 5 to 10 minutes so it can cool off. The metal contact should be in the corner next to the red cable. Once you unscrew the metal contact, make sure you install it exactly the same way. Alright, now we're going to install the new metal contact. Make sure that the screwdriver is magnetic so that the screw will not fall in the fuser. Alright guys, now let's reinstall the web oiler assembly back in place. All you have to do is line it up with the screws and use a Torx 20 and then screw the orange screw by hand. We will start by removing this chute at the bottom of the fuser. You don't have to remove the screws all the way. Now we're going to remove this side cover. Remove the two screws that are holding the cover and then lift the upper exit chute. Then disconnect the fan. Now we're going to remove the upper fuser frame assembly, and to do this there's two screws that are holding the frame together. One on this side and one on the other side. Now you will carefully lift up the fuser upper frame assembly. Make sure you do not slam it on the table or it will break. We're going to start by removing the brackets that hold the heating lamps in place. Do not worry about where they go because the bracket has a letter on it. For instance, B stands for blue or R stands for red. If it's blank, it will be white. On this side, we need to remove this plastic bracket to get to the harness connectors. Now we're going to remove the other bracket on the other side holding the fuser lamps. Here's a look at the two different metal brackets that hold the fuser lamps. You might want to also disconnect the fuser web oiler motor to disconnect the lamps. And carefully pull out the lamps from the heat roller. Now we're removing the brackets that hold the heat roller in place. You do not have to remove the screws all the way out. Now that you have loosened up the brackets, you are ready to remove the heat roller. To install the new roller, just line up the gears and then bring down the brackets on the bearings. I will show you how it must look once it is finally done in just a few seconds. As you can see, the roller goes in with no problem. You can move it a little bit if you have to accommodate it better. Now bring down the brackets and screw the heat rollers back in place on both sides. Okay guys, here's a close-up of how it's supposed to look after you install the fuser heat roll and you install the brackets back in place. So now let's put the heat lamps inside the heat roller. You want to put your heat lamps according to your bracket, so the bottom lamp will be red, the second lamp will be blue, and the white will be last. We are starting on this side of the fuser. Make sure once you have put the heat lamp inside, you pull the connector on the other side, or it will jam the heat lamp. Now that the heat lamps are installed, you want to lock them in place with the metal bracket. Make sure you do them by color. Blue goes to B, red goes to R, and white goes to the blank hole. Now that the bracket is in place, you can connect the harness for all the lamps. Also, you can put back the black cover Once they are connected, it will help you keep the lamps in place. Make sure that the black cover snaps in place properly. Okay, try to hold the lamps in place on this side. You can put some tape to temporarily hold them, and then go to the other side of the fuser. Put the lamps through the bracket first, and then screw the bracket back in place carefully. Make sure the metal connectors on the other side have the lamps perfectly lined up so that the lamps will not break when you screw the metal bracket in place. Once you have lined up the metal bracket with the colored connector, you can screw the metal bracket in place. Now we're going to connect the wires in place on the other side, and also make sure that the wires are locked in place. Don't forget to connect the fuser web oiler motor back in place. Now we're going to remove the pressure roller. To do that, first let's remove the plastic chute. There are two screws holding it in place. After removing the chute, we can remove the stripper fingers. There are two screws holding the whole assembly. If the stripper fingers are dirty, you can easily clean them with alcohol and a cloth. Alright, now gently lift up the pressure roller. Guys, make sure you clean any residue that is lingering around from the old pressure roller. You can blow it a little bit if you want to. To install the new pressure roller, you don't have to worry which end is which because they are the same. You can have it just like the way we have it in the video. Alright, once the pressure roller is in place, we're going to put the stripper finger assembly back on, which is held by two screws. Just line up the screw holes and it should be in place. Alright, now let's put the plastic chute back in place. All you need to do is line up the two hole screws. Also make sure you don't damage the finger strip assembly. Once you have finished screwing the flap in place, you can close the top cover slowly down and begin screwing the fuser together. Let's screw this side first. Then we're going to screw the other side. Alright, now we're going to lift the flap to put the cover and the fuser fan on. You want to connect the fuser fan and then use the 2 screws to connect the cover back on. Alright guys, finally let's just add the last flap here. Just put it in place where the screws are and tighten up the screws. Alright guys, that's it. Your fuser should look like this at the end, and we will load another video showing you how to change the thermistor. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment or a suggestion below. Also tell a friend or a stranger so we can keep bringing you more videos. Don't forget to visit our website or give us a call for free technical support.